So now you're going to get a deal, right? We're excited, whether it be an indie or a major, you're going to get a deal. Oh, there's 3 kinds of deals you can get now, right? There's actually a lot more than that, but there's three main deals. So one's a distribution deal, holds little value for both parties, to be honest, and I'll unpack that a bit later. The other one's a license deal, a bit more of an increased stake for both parties, therefore a bit more attractive for the record company, I would think. And then a full-on major signing where they throw everything at you and you go from there, but they own a lot of you. That's just something to understand. So if we go back to distribution, in this day and age, very few, I mean, this is a lovely, it's meant to be a vinyl record, a 12-inch vinyl. That's the only physical music selling at the moment because the CD ain't, right? So what is distribution? It's mainly digital. Why do you need a record company to do that? You don't need a record company to do that. Record company is going to take 10%. They're also going to ask you for a setup fee in order to put your music up. You're in a hole already. Maybe the relationship you need, but the actual distribution, you don't. Okay. We will look at, as Warner Music, and I'm here talking on behalf of myself. I don't have a Warner hat on, but I know Warner would look at it, you know. I know Universal would and Sony would, and even some of the indies would look at it. But it's a bit disjointed. It's like, you know, just a little bit. You're giving us a little bit, we're giving you a little bit, and there's no real commitment from anyone. So distribution, not ideal. Licensing, this is kind of where everybody's playing at the moment. You want to own what you're making, right? You want to have the stake in it. You want to keep it. It's your intellectual property. This enables that. This accesses some of those funds. So that wallet we looked at earlier is going to open for you. It's going to open for you from a marketing point of view. Investment in your brand. In order to sell the product that we've licensed off you. It's going to involve investment in a music video, which, let's face it, is seriously beyond a lot of us, even beyond some of the record companies, what these guys are charging for music videos. So there will be investment in that, and we won't want anything out of that because it's driving the thing that we've licensed from you. And then obviously there's the full-on direct signing, and it's much maligned. A lot of people are like, no, why do you want to do that? Some of the biggest artists in the world did that. And they're the biggest artists in the world. I work very closely with Ed Sheeran through the Warner channels. He's actually a friend of mine, and I know what his deal looks like. He's giving a lot up, but he gets a lot because of that. And he's got this huge team who will do anything for him, like genuinely anything for him. And he's given away a lot of his revenue. He's given away a lot of his rights. And this is a guy who started independently riding his bicycle around London with his backpack and his guitar, selling CDs. He could do it on his own. As soon as it went digital, he could certainly do it on his own, but he saw the value in a team. He saw the value in a vision and a strategy, and someone with experience, or people with experience who could help that. And really what I'm trying to do here is, all the information's on Google, right? You can find it all. I'm trying to just give you a little overview. And you can go away and research the areas that you feel I haven't touched on enough. For me, I'm trying to give you what isn't on Google, okay? Little pockets of interest that you can maybe then go and explore hereafter. Think about all the revenue spinners and where you play in that space and where you need some work, where you need some help. Content creation is an important one. They're helping here. I know you can go to Samara and you can get all sorts of advice on publishing. Find out where your possible weaknesses are and go and do some research after this. This is what we're going for, right? This thing here. But unfortunately, what comes after that is that, and that, right? Then you become me, an old, boring man with bills and income. I put this slide up here because 2 things. You're trying to create a career. And this is what I do with my career. A little car, get my family around, do the shopping, feed everyone, maybe buy some threads, but also save for a rainy day because, you know, anything can happen. I'm 50, middle-aged white man, Cheese Corp, I'm out soon, you know, so I'm been saving for that rainy day for a while now. But I put that up there because a lot of what you're going to want from a record company is an advance, right? And I get that. You know, we could all do it. I could do with an advance on my salary. And that's how you have to think about it. It's an advance on your salary. But, and I like this little slide, it's interest-free, okay? Just think of it as a loan, okay? I took a loan, I bought my house. I took a loan, I bought my car, and I paid a shitload of interest. You're not paying interest, okay? And they don't want it back if you can't pay it back, okay? Most advances are non-returnable. All you're doing is you're getting your money in advance. But if you then look at that entire pie, let's say they gave you 100K to sign with them. If you look at that entire pie, think of that entire pie as paying back the 100,000, okay? Because you don't have to pay the record company back direct, right? So that 100,000 is earned back over the entire career, but we're only giving it to you for a record, okay? And even if it doesn't sell, you've got it. Use it. Use it. Invest in your career with it. Invest in your life with it. Really, this for me is the biggest thing. Because you can go and get signed, okay, and a record company will be very supportive initially. But when you need to call them after your second record for gas, okay, when they've given you money in advance, when you need to call them for whatever, food money, school fees, etc., they're going to be less resistant to the scenario because you're not managing your career, okay? You're expecting them to manage your career. You're expecting them to manage your life. So this interest-free loan for me is seeing it that way will, I believe, change your game. Hopefully you all get to a point where you are getting advances. I think let's be mindful and let's just try and use it because it's a career, okay? I'd love for all of you to be playing to 50,000 people taking 140K within a year. It's only going to happen to a handful, okay? Ensure that the space you're playing in, you're maximizing on, okay? And that's the pie and all the pieces of it. Really, I can't force that upon you enough, that is a interest-free loan. I'm going to end with this because it does not grow on trees. Okay, I started with this and it seemed like I'm really patronizing here and I'm not meaning to be really. It's a business. I think that's what we have to look at it. It's a business where we want to make money, where you want to make money, brands want to make money. John, I'm sure you do, right, eventually. I'm picking on you today, right? It's business, it's business, and it's an evolving business, as all business is. And you have to be on it all round to ensure that you're maximizing against the potential. And there's huge potential in this country, and there's huge potential sitting here. And I want to see that potential fulfill itself. But I would really, really, really like, if I'm still alive, meet you guys in 20 years' time, and you've got careers. That's what would please me the most. We have or certainly the South African industry doesn't create catalogue or legacy the same way the rest of the world does. We like to eat a song, spit it out. It's probably not going to come back to us for a long, long time. I heard Malika's Destiny on the radio the other day. I was like a song played 20 years after it was released on radio. That is awesome because that is earning Malika now. Okay, that's the investment they made, paying back now. And we don't have that. We've got legends, rest in peace, bro. He created a catalogue. I think jazz artists can create the catalogue because people want to revisit things of old. Hip-hop, I don't see that many people listening to Public Enemy at the moment. I don't see them listening to Squatter Camp. They're listening to what's now, okay? Take Squatter Camp. They're not making off their records. Slicker had to hustle. He had to make plans to make money after the fact because their record was time and place. No one wanted it after the fact. Hopefully people will revisit it for inspiration and that, but it's not going to make them money in the long term. I want to see an industry where the song you release next week that pops is in an advert in 10 years' time and is on radio in 20 years' time, because then you've got something to leave to your people, to leave to your families. You've got a legacy. They can never take away that intellectual property, right? I know the government's looking at how it can, but they can't. Okay, we're lobbying against that on behalf of the industry. So I think in closing, it is just that. It's let's make money over a period of time. Let's invest now. and do all the hard work now, because you will reap the rewards. I've seen it time and time again, but it's that application initially. So you're going to do it because it does not grow on trees, right? That's it from me. Thanks for your time. Really a privilege to talk to you guys.